Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 361 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined as always by St. Ed's own Willie Saylor from Easton, Pennsylvania, coming at you from the greatest studio in wrestling. To my left, Daniel Roy Lobdell Jr., and straight in front of me, and I can't see him, he's obscured by this television, but I can see him on the screen, Stephen Kyle Brackey, who, if you see his table, he's got a beautiful falcon, an eagle, and a Denver Broncos helmet from our friend Casey Kreider.
Brought it back.
I think we need it. I think it needs to be a FRL staple.
I agree.
You own that.
I'll leave it here in the office.
There. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thanks, Kyle.
Come majestic.
Okay. So, still probably going to be talking about sorry for the late start here. I wanted to go, and Kyle said, no, we're not doing it without my Facebook friends. He's very attached to you guys. He likes talking to you. And so, yeah, we're up on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Friendster.
Zanga.
What is Zanga?
Zanga was like a blog.
It's almost like a blog, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we could go back to 2002 and find Spay's original Zanga somewhere. I bet he was on Zanga early. Okay. Lot to talk about. It is mostly seeding related. So we had a little bit to digest a little more. We thought about it. We've been more, you come back down to earth, and guess what? They're still horrible. They're terrible.
No, listen.
They did so bad. It might be worse. A further examination. There's many things that are still being unearthed. The horribleness, right? Chad Redd. This man was a Big Ten finalist. He was in the streets all year long, out there scrapping. Yeah, he took some losses, but I'm looking around. I'm looking at someone like Jamel Morris, who is seated well ahead of him, whose best win might be over Rustam Ampar. That's a great win, but the guy's probably never wrestled folk style, and it doesn't count for anything. This dude lost to Kyle Shoup, Nate Limix, and something called Jonathan Miller from UNC Pembroke. I don't know what or who. I don't know who that is, but I know that man is seated ahead of a Big Ten finalist who just beat the 6th seed, Mikey Carr. I could go on, and I will. It's horrible. I have no peace with this. I don't know what they're doing. If they're going to seed it, they need to seed it right, okay? And I know all the hardos out there saying your seeds don't matter, draw don't matter. Congratulations. Right, that's probably the approach you should have. But, yes, it's bad.
Back to your point. Listen, this is not faux outrage. Like, 4 or 5 years ago, the seeds were pretty bad, and me and Christian pretty much raged about it. And then the last 3 or 4 years, we were looking to rage about it. We were like, can't wait till the brackets come out so we can rip them. And you know what? They were pretty good.
And we said as much.
And we said it on there. We said, we're looking for the holes, but there's not too many of them. And after further evaluation of them, we kind of, even thought they were even better. Last night when the brackets are released and we do the live show and we start saying, wow, this is odd, this is wrong, this is stupid. It occurred to me, like, maybe if I take an hour or two and just kind of process it, I can see their points. It got worse.
It's horrible.
It got worse. I was actually an hour and a half, 2 hours after I'm looking through the brackets. I was more pissed.
Wow. Good job catching yourself and then making sure you use the more inappropriate terminology. That's a new one for Willie. So where do we go from here? Coach Tirapelli's going off about this, about the medical forfeits. I think that's one thing that has to be addressed. I think the worst part about it is the overall message this sends to coaches moving forward. Chris Ayers, why do you have a tough schedule, dude? It's not going to help you. It's not going to help Brucky. Because look what they're going to do. They're going to put you on the same side as Bo Nickel. When you had one loss, you have way more ranked wins. You have better wins than Weigel. And you're still going to be seated behind this man who is 11-0.
Chris Ayers is having like an existential crisis as a coach because he's like, I was raised on a certain belief. Anytime anyone, anywhere. And I put my team through hell. Giving them opportunity after opportunity. You have to
little dramatic.
Let me finish.
Well,
God, you screwed up my dramatic reading.
Well, you said they went through hell.
Well, you know what?
They
You
wrestled
say ridiculous things too, and I let you finish.
Okay.
And here we are on March 14th, and all that they got for wrestling a tough GD schedule is worse spots in the bracket.
Wow, they got an actual hell. Literal hell.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's bad. So I don't know what is the thing moving forward. Do we want to look at the brackets one by one? Where do you want to go, Willie?
Well, first I want to say overarchingly is that I do think that the main import is schedule. Don't much matter. 2, medical forfeits. I mean, the big thing to take away, or the big fear to take away, is that in your conference tournament you can just medical forfeit.
Yeah.
And I think the third, and the fear is that they will continue to do so. It's almost endorsed. It's almost like, hey, the right thing to probably do here is to forfeit, which is scary. And the third thing to take away is that overall, it seems like in some cases they went chalk, like, hey, here's the matrix, here's the math, here's the rules, this is what the kid gets, this is what it is. And in other cases they went, well, let's be a little subjective. Let's be real here, because this is this.
When do you think that happened?
I don't know. Let's go through them and I'll tell you where. Okay, I'll give you one. The one that I'm most ticked off about is Desi. Because if you remove Desi, if you remove Armavir Desi, the name, and just go math, just go 10-1 with a signature win
Over the 14.
over AJ Neville's and a loss to Mason Paris, who has like 10 losses. You tell me how in the heck that resume is a 6 seed. So what I'm saying is, in some cases like Joe Smith, it's like, hey, he's 3-2. He has 5 matches. He took 5th at a conference tournament. He's 33. He's number 33. And in other cases, they go, well, Desi came into the year. He was the number 1 or number 2 guy. He's a returning All-American. You cannot sometimes be subjective and sometimes be strict to the matrix.
I think for your Joe Smith outrage, Willie, Desi is the best example you can come up with. I think that is perfect and accurate, and I don't understand how you can justify it. I mean, I said after Big 12, Joe Smith should be the 33 seed.
Strictly on rules? Yeah, strictly on rules, sure.
It had to be done. But you can't have that flex with Desi, who has not earned it, period. He is not the 6th best resume, not the 7th, 8th. It's not the 10th best resume, right? It's not close. If you want to put him 13 in front of Neville's, cool. That makes sense to me. I get that. Yeah, he didn't wrestle a lot, but you can clearly tell where he's at relative to AJ Neville's and people of that nature. But to put him at 6, it's outrageous.
You know what, though?
Tell me.
And I put it in my article this morning. Look at the man in the mirror. We set the table for this. The rankers set the table for all of it. They set the table for Rasheed. They set the table for Desi. No. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Willie, because and you said it yesterday, the coaches, before they do anything, they look at the national ranking services. And we all had Desi 4. We all had Desi 4, so they were justified. They go, hey, look, the professionals did it.
Dude.
And you know what? Hey, returning All-American? Cool. Awesome. You know what? We need to be harsher on guys missing and put less weight late in the season. Put less weight late in the season on guys being returning All-Americans and more on what actually happened.
Got it. That maps if they applied that universally, right?
Right. And
they looked at one ranking? I mean, because they ignored most of ours.
No, Matt, I agree with you to an extent that especially at the end of the year, you gotta. There is a little. They do look. I did say that they do look at the rankings. They don't do the rankings themselves. They just look at them. But if you put me and you and Christian and Earl and maybe Andrew Hips in a room and said, do the seeds, we wouldn't have had. We might have had Desi ranked 4th or 6th. We wouldn't have seeded him that.
No chance. No chance.
No chance.
It would not have. It would not have happened. Now, so here's the issue, and here's how you can get to this point of where you have a seeding catastrophe like this. You have people who are not experts at this that are put in the position to hold all the power. Okay, you have coaches ranking all year long who have no clue outside of their team what's really going on. They should have no time. They should not be doing a good job at the coaches ranking. There's no way that the time required to do rankings right is way more than these guys should be spending, right? Period. I believe that with every ounce of my being. So they're not going to be doing a good job. They're going to be looking at our rankings throughout the year. Then they get in a room and it's 3 coaches, Tom Ryan, Brian Smith, and Coach Hurling from the Citadel. Mm-hmm. There's administrators who know even less than the coaches, and they're supposed to figure it out. So you have coaches in there who have no business ranking 33 guys, and you've got administrators who actually know less, whose skill set is even further removed from ranking wrestlers. And they're the ones in charge. So, of course, the people with the skill set to do this well are in this room and are work for Intermat and work for the open mat. They're not in that room. And I don't know why they won't just ask for help, because it's so obvious that they need help.
And by the way, Tom Ryan and Rob Hertling and Brian Smith, they go to a conference tournament.
Yeah.
They coach their guys up. Then they hop on a plane to Indianapolis and have a day or two meeting while their team is back there in Columbia, Missouri, that they got to get ready for the national tournament. And you're telling them to get the seeds done in 36 hours? I mean, it's not conducive to a good outcome. And, I've been part of, over the years, I've had the fortune of, at Ironman or Super 32 or an Akron or something like that. Christian, you've been part of it. Nomad, you've been part of it. People saying, hey, wouldn't you help me out with the seeds here? Just come in and look at them a little bit and give me a heads up. And we go in there and we say, well, you might want to change this because this guy just beat this guy at this place. Well, okay, you're missing a level here because this guy placed at Fargo. Oh, okay. And at the end of the day, it's not like we go in there and run shop. We just give nuggets of, hey, you might consider this.
Yeah.
And it's a better process.
Yeah. It would help them. It would help. I don't know why they don't do it. I mean, Coach Scott Goodale, the Rutgers head coach, says we need to have Pat Tossi on it and talk to him about it. I don't know what Pat can tell us. I mean, we know what the process is. We know what's happening. We just know that there's people that are not, frankly, they're not qualified to do this, that are doing this. And that's why you get what you get. Now, what makes it confusing, Willie, is how did it go right last year? We said, this looks good. But we were like,
in the right direction.
And actually, the whole point of our thing last year was like, these are all so good. How does John Ernesty get this seed? You got everything right. And there's one thing that just sticks out and makes no sense whatsoever. There was like one thing, and it stuck out like a sore thumb, right? They did such a good job. So I don't know what happened because the process did not change, correct, Nomad? The process is identical.
Not to my knowledge, it didn't change other than 33, but that shouldn't affect the top.
Right, and they did 33 anyway.
16, yeah.
They just didn't put them in there. So I don't know what changed, but they got to do something. I mean, if we're going to seed it, if we agree that if the job's worth doing, it's worth doing well, right?
Yeah.
You're seeding it. We seed tournaments in folk style wrestling and NCAA wrestling.
That's why
we think it's important to seed it. So just do a good job.
That's
right?
why I don't. That's why I don't buy the excuses or I don't buy the reply. Well, you just got to wrestle the guys in front of you.
Okay.
You have a seeding criteria. Just do it right. And when the results are poor, don't say, well, you got to wrestle the guys in front of you. And I'll say this too. here's a reason why seeding is good. You could make the case, and I was okay with it. The random draw at Worlds, right? You get a number, and that's where you are in the bracket. Do you want to go to that? You don't want to go to that.
No.
NCAAs don't want to go to that. And look at the discrepancy between the two. Now, they're starting to trend in the right direction, UWW. But for the life of international wrestling, they never had a season. Nothing mattered. Nothing mattered at all until Worlds and the Olympics, and you got a random draw. Do you want that, NCAA? Because you know what that means? Nothing matters until March.
Yes.
And if seeding is not important, the season's not important.
Yeah.
And you want the season to be important.
And all they've done here with how they've seeded it is make the seed. And this is something we have talked about this with international wrestling. And we've talked about it with college wrestling. Is you can't be a one tournament sport in international. You can't be a one tournament sport for the health of the sport in folk style. You cannot have the NCAAs be the only thing. It's got to be, you have to have a season. That's why the NFL is so great. That's why the NBA is so exciting, right? They have a season, a cadence, right? You lose that completely if you say, you know what, Shakur, skip 6 of your 8 duels or whatever it was and forfeit in the finals and only have one win over the 9 seed that's of real note. And you know what, Zach Savasky? It's cool you wrestled all year long, but you had some losses. And I know it's a little interesting that you had losses. Maybe it's because you were out there wrestling people and not when you're feeling a little like maybe you don't want to wrestle and not wrestling. But yeah, you had some losses. We're going to put you back here behind Shakur. And that's just one example of many.
And how about this, guys? You're confusing two different issues. We all understand Shakur's hurt, Miocic is hurt, whoever's hurt.
Yeah.
The coaches should absolutely do what is right for them. That does not mean that they should not be also punished for their seed.
Yeah.
They're two different issues. Protect your guys. Fine. Great. That's what you're paid to do. You can't get credit for things you didn't do.
Yeah. I agree. So we're looking for season. Where do we want to go here? Should one thing that we talked about on the phone yesterday, Willie, because we're still just yelling like crazy people, was should medical forfeits, do they have to be counted as losses? Because I'm kind of like, and Coach Terapelli I think was suggesting this as well.
Well, Christian had a good idea. An hour or two after the show, we're venting, I'm steaming, Twitter's going nuts.
I'm getting P. Terry's.
Christian calls me. He's going through the P. Terry's drive-through. You got a strawberry shake? How about the shakes at P. Terry's?
Oh, goodness. I can't believe you moved.
I know. But me and Christian were having – I said, Christian, medical forfeits got to count as losses. They have got to count as losses. If Shakur – now, for Shakur, it doesn't much matter. But if Shakur Rasheed forfeits to Miles Martin, his record should be something in 1.
Yeah.
If Miocic forfeits to Pletcher, it should say in the ledger, it should say Stevan Miocic has a loss to Pletcher and he has a loss to Lezak. Okay?
And RBY,
that should count as losses. Now, Christian countered, and I agree with him. He was like, the problem with that is it gives Lezak a win over Miocic, and it gives Pletcher a win over Miocic, and I don't know if you can give them that credit. Okay, here's a happy medium. It doesn't count as a win, but it does count as a loss. You can do that.
Yeah, and I think if that's the case, then I think coaches will look at it a little differently. If there's going to be a -1, and you know what? Here's why it's ducking, right? It's when the quality of competition impacts whether you're going to wrestle. It's not a health issue. It's a I don't want to lose issue. Period. Mm-hmm. You can't don't give me health. You can't give me health. It's ducking. You're avoiding a match that you would probably lose, or you're worried you would lose. You don't want to wrestle it.
With all due respect, I mean I think the world of of Sean Burnett and Stevan Miocic. Kid's a warrior. But you cannot say on one day he's healthy enough to wrestle and the next day he's not, and he will be okay by NCAAs. You can't say that.
To me, it's an open admission. If you do that, what they should be thinking is, if you are not able to compete, it should drastically impact how that athlete is viewed. Okay, he's 6 at Big Tens. He's 6th at Big Tens. You're not second at Big Tens, right? You don't just get all this absolved. They're sending a message, we are not right, okay? And I think probably Coach Burnett would have made the same decisions with Stevan if there was a more punitive seeding implication. I believe that, because I don't think Stevan is probably healthy. But for the integrity of the bracket, you have to say, okay, they're saying this he's 6th. He's not right. We have to have some that has to have some impact there, and it didn't.
Well, I mean, you talk about the integrity of the bracket. Look at let's say Stevan is really hurt.
Yeah.
In which case, the integrity of the bracket, I mean, DeSanto more or less gets a pass, right?
What
because
do you mean?
DeSanto's a 7. Let's say Stevan goes out there and like his first match, he's like, I can't go.
Yeah.
Right? DeSanto gets a pass.
True. Or RBY, the winner there, yeah.
But here's the thing, Willie. I don't remember what it was. It might have been PIAAs. You once said, look, your qualifier is your qualifier, and how you do at your qualifier determines how you do. And you know what? If you're not right that day, that really sucks. That really, really, really sucks. But you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
you have to be right on that day.
I was thinking about that too, and because a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and this is drastic, and this is hypothetical, but Space said instead of conferences, what if they went to 4 regions? And while I don't think that they should do that, I've always been of the opinion that conferences should matter. Conferences should matter. It's one of the last things. It's the last big test of the year, and it's the last big indication of where you really are at right now. And so, people get up in arms about PIAAs and Sammy Hilligus, and they should seed it, and or any state organization for that matter. Hey, I like how Jersey does it. I like how PA does it. If you're a Northeast Region 1, you're a Northeast Region 1. And if you happen to slip up and you're a Southwest Region 4, that's what you are, and that's where you go in the bracket, right? It's very cut and dry.
Yep, that's not bad. That's not bad. Kyle Brackey, let's check in with him. I don't know if he's talked. What's going on?
The reason for me that I think conferences should really count is because usually that's a pretty good indication of the guy you're going to get at nationals.
Exactly right.
There are some outliers. Kyle Knell had a terrible max.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if a guy is trending down to the conference tournament and does not have a good conference tournament, he will likely not rebound and just automatically put on a show at nationals just because it's 2 weeks later. That's most likely the guy you're going to get at nationals.
I agree
with that.
I don't
know how you can make I don't know how you make the extrapolation like Stevan's not healthy now. And if you're the seating committee, well, he'll be all right in a week and a half. I mean,
basically,
he's hurt right now.
Yeah, he's hurt. All
right, so real quick about the conference tournaments mattering. And we talked about it yesterday on the show, the thing that's so odd to me, once you get into the AQ spots, once you get past the champion, everyone's the same. So the Big 12 runner-up is the same as the Big 10 eighth.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we said that yesterday. That's
how
I don't understand that.
You got to have tiers.
Look at Colin Jensen. He comes in. He's not a qualifier. He wrestles his heart out. He beats guys he's not supposed to. He was seeded 7th in the Big 10. He takes 6th in the tournament and beats guys out, and he's seated well behind him. I mean, he pinned Mason Paris.
You're literally in the bracket a week before. Is there any better indication of where things currently sit than what just happened against a large portion of the field? The Big Ten, having the Big Tens should make seeding so much easier because you have such a concentration of talent. It's like, here's where they are. Here's where my car is in relation to Chad Red and Kanan Storr and Max Murin. I now know where he fits in real time with these guys. But instead, well, let's take a broader look and let's do this and let's do that. You messed it all up.
I have another hypothetical for you about like potential changes to the process. So one of the ones we were very upset about yesterday was Deacon over Pantaleo. I went back and I wrote the article. Pantaleo was not an AQ for his conference in the sense that he did not earn an allocation for the Big Ten. So Deacon had a better season. They split with each other. Now I totally get that the most recent head-to-head it kind of usually takes precedence. But when you look at the seeding matrix, where if they each have a winner of each other, that means it's a wash. It's the same as not wrestling each other. Mm-hmm. So when it's a conference win, should the conference win be weighted more highly than a regular season win? Not just in terms of recency, but also because it's at the conference. Well, I guess partially because of recency, but also because it's at the conference.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to skew more heavily towards. I don't want to ignore the season, but you know what? Did Weigel earn an automatic spot? This man was 8-0. I mean, he had beaten Jacob Warner, so maybe he did. But him getting the 3 over.
It goes
over
back
Bucky's
to.
crazy.
It goes back to at some times they go math, and at some times they go subjective. And if we were all in a room. And the math said Deacon, we would have the common sense to say, yeah, but that's just happened.
And he just lost to Blythe.
He
Not
just-
just the
he just
Pantaleo
lost.
loss. He lost to Blythe.
That's
Right.
the other thing, too.
It's not just Pantaleo. And, Nomad just looked it up. Weigel did not earn a spot for his conference. Didn't matter.
Brucky sure as hell earned one for EIWA.
Sure is. That's your word of the day. HE double hockey sticks. So, okay. And you know what the thing, and I want to be clear here. I don't think there is any funny business going on. I don't think these guys are in the room and twirling their mustaches with some Machiavellian plan for. They just did a bad job. They did a bad job of the thing they're supposed to do. I can't look at this and see, okay, they're trying to get Michigan. Well, wait, Mason Paris is the 5. Or they're really hosing Oklahoma State by putting Joe at the 33. Weigel's opposite Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything like that happened. I don't see a team thread that is like, okay, this team got a benefit or this team. There have been years where you could kind of see, oh, Missouri, this is interesting. But no, I didn't see that here with this one.
And I still maintain it's not even the committee. It's the Matrix spit out these numbers, and they were like, well,
No,
big
I
bucks,
don't.
huh?
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I agree with that. They leaned on the math and the matrix when they wanted to, and they were subjective when they wanted to.
Okay.
I think the coaches were subjective when they wanted to, and that we're all coming back to the same points over and over again. But that is why the coaches should do the ranking.
What do we want to do? We want to go through the brackets again?
Well, I want to talk about 165 because it was a topic of conversation, and especially as it pertains to Alex Marinelli, who's likely going to have Joe Smith in round. And a lot is being made of, wow, this draw is horrible for Marinelli, blah, blah, blah. Man, I think we're going to look back at this. This is not going to have been a thing. First of all, Joe Smith is going to have to wrestle 2 matches this session. The man couldn't finish Romero. Marinelli has been unreal. Is it ideal to have someone that has that kind of potential? Maybe, sure, probably. And then everyone's like, oh, well, then he's going to have Vera Wet. They put him, they know he's tough. Vera Wet.
That's the one
Vera Wet needed a wild card to get in. He didn't qualify for EIWAs. I'm like, no one's setting up Alex Marinelli. And first of all, you're assuming the win over Bullard for Vera Wet based on what? Look at his EIWA tournament. Sure, he can wrestle Marinelli tough one time. And by the way, he lost that match. It's not like he beat Marinelli. Mm-hmm. I know Vera Wet has beaten good guys. He beat Chandler Rogers last year. But, I mean, I just don't see that as some, like, really tough thing. But then, yeah, he has Mekhi Lewis. That's tough.
But that's a quarter. That's an 8, and it should always be tough.
That's a quarter, yeah. We've been talking about this weight all year long. You're going to have someone good in the quarters at this weight class, and Alex Marinelli will. And then, you have someone you're now, I do think Shields should be the 4, right? That's like Go into that one a little bit.
Okay, so here's my issue with Shields Wick. If you're going to bump Shields up, then that also means you penalized Wick, but it also means you have to push up Massa. And they didn't push up Massa because Massa was right where I thought he would be. So you just punished Wick. It's like when you do a coach's ranking, right, or do any ranking, it's a zero-sum game, right? If you push someone up, someone else has to go down. But somehow only one person went up. Like I don't get it. The going into conference weekend, first of all, Wick had a head-to-head over Shields.
Yeah.
Which helped Josh Alber, who lost to Chris Sandoval.
And other people.
And several other people.
Moran and Storr.
But those ones just come to mind. He was higher in the coach's rank, and he was higher in the RPI.
There's no reason Shields shouldn't.
Literally right there, you hit 50. Like you were automatically at a tie. So that means they changed the coach's rank, and somehow pushed Wick down for a single, not even bad loss. He didn't lose to Philip Spafadora. He lost to Logan Massa.
And so with that, they're looking at a conference result. So they're looking at a conference result there. Mikey Carr gets 8th, and they're like, it's cool.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
It's just the application was all over the place.
That's the thing. It is inconsistent application for penalizing guys, and now. And like whatever, but like now Marinelli has to wrestle Wick for a 4th time. Are you kidding me?
4 times.
How does that happen?
Well, and he's got to get by Marsteller.
Fair, totally. I'm projecting chalk,
I
but
know
like,
that.
What?
Yeah, it's not. They stink. They did a bad job. They did bad at their job.
I'm not too hung up on that. Here's why, because I think that Massa probably had a low valuation because of his loss to Isaiah White
and Romero.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't
right.
care,
So I know. I see what you guys are saying. I'm just not as ticked off at that one as I am at other things.
Evan Wick had a better season, and he beat Shields head-to-head.
Boom, roasted. Okay.
That's it.
Let's start talking some matchups here. Thoughts, reflections, want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
125, we didn't get into it too much. Vitali versus Rivera in the quarters. I'm fascinated with that. I like Foley a lot. That dude was limping like crazy after the Big Ten tournament. You can't have a bum wheel in this tournament. I think it's
Who was limping like crazy?
Rayvon Foley.
Okay.
So I am penciling Arujal to hit Rivera. I don't know if that's like a good matchup for Vito or not, but I know, man, he's a scary guy.
Out.
He's a tough out for sure.
He is exactly what we talk about when we say bracket buster, can beat guys seated ahead of him, because he wrestles to his level of competition.
Fair enough. Yeah, the Montoya match could be a mess. Montoya's got some skills. Now, also in that top side, Mueller, Bresser. We like both those guys. We think, Nick V's a big Jack Mueller fan and thinks he can win it all. But how do we see a Bresser Mueller match going? I don't know if those two have ever hit.
I love it.
So Mueller has traditionally been pretty good on top. But have we seen Bresser really get turned or ridden?
Bresser got away from Spencer.
Right.
Back when no one got away from Spencer.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't really seen Bresser get turned or ridden. And then as far as on their feet, we know Bresser gave up 6 takedowns last year, and I bet not very many this year. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring match. And I think Bresser has one elite skill, which is speed. And I like Bresser.
Well,
there's a couple articles we need to write. I would like to write an article on premier matchups that we haven't seen yet, like top 10 guys that haven't hit.
Yeah.
And another one that somebody will certainly write is best first round matchups. I really like this, or the second round matchup here. Glory Fleetwood. I think that's sort of a
Fleetwood's
thing.
pretty under the radar. I think he's really tough. He could definitely beat Pat Glory for sure.
And you said yesterday, Christian, Fowles pitch.
Fowles' pitch is really interesting. Schroeder looked good, by the way.
Who did he beat? He beat somebody good. Didn't he?
He tilted. Well, he beat Heinzelman.
Moisey, I don't know if he's good, but
Oh. I think I was thinking of.
He tilted him. He beat him soundly. It was an impressive win. How badly he beat Malik. Yeah, Fowles' pitch in round 2 is really curious to me. But Fowles have to get by Schroeder a short time after the weigh-in. Now the stupid pigtail round, which is maybe the dumbest match in wrestling.
Oh my God! Get away with the third.
Do that on Wednesday. Do it Wednesday.
Get rid of the 30. Yeah, do it Wednesday.
No weigh-in.
Yeah, don't even make him weigh in.
No weigh-in. Just do it Wednesday. We'll figure it out.
What is this stupid? You know what? You get all jazzed up for the NCAA tournament, and then you start with pigtail rounds, and then you have to have a pigtail wrestleback. I mean, what is the point of the 30? I know what the point is. They don't want to lose qualifiers. They want as many schools to have as many qualifiers as they can, so they can go back to the AD. They can say, look at our success. We have a qualifier. I mean, come on.
What? So there's 10 more qualifiers? Should be a 32-man bracket.
Get rid of them.
And also, it's such a horrible round now because it used. I mean, I think Darian Cruz was in a pigtail last year or something. Like, you could have good wrestlers in the pigtail because it was completely random. Now it's the 2 worst wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's a horrible match. The only one we'll watch is Joe Smith.
And also,
we messed up the other day. Nomad. Me and Nomad said that the 33-32. We said the pigtails would be random. It's not random anymore because it's 33-32.
No. I confirmed last night. So they okey-doked us. 29 through 33 is randomly drawn in. The problem is they then had to assign numbers later. So we don't know that like Joe Smith was 33 or 32, whatever he got. Those were actually drawn in, but then they gave them numbers.
Oh. Interesting.
But okay. But the point, so what you're saying is hypothetically JoJo
was 29.
He could be the 29.
He could be 29, he could be 30. We don't
know. Curious.
Yes.
But the import to that is, it used to be random because of team points, correct? Like.
Yeah, right. So in college wrestling, if there is a match before, that's why like at conference tournaments, the Big 12 looked all weird because sometimes one seeds had buys, sometimes they didn't.
Yes.
When
you have a carry,
right? So you don't get points for a bye, basically, right? And so theoretically, 31 guys have buys.
Well, you get points if you win your next match. You get like half a point for advancement or something like that.
No, you don't get any carry.
All right, come on. 33 or anything else on 25?
No, I just like those. I like those couple matchups
was
early.
Seeded really well.
Perfectly. Legitimately perfectly, like to the point where I think they spent so much time on it, it screwed up the rest of the bracket.
They just ran out of gas after 25.
That's a thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, they were.
Coach.
I think the coaches were definitely mentally fatigued.
It's literally every third weight. 25 they got right. 49 they got right. 74 they got right. So it was like they caught a second one. It was like, all right, we screwed up 41. Time to nail 49, baby.
Let's find out when their bathroom breaks were. Get Coach Ryan on the horn.
Find out their coffee schedule. Obviously, because then they got the heavyweight. They're like, Mason Paris the 5. They're like, yeah, whatever. Cool. My flight's in like an hour.
Do we know that Tom Ryan wasn't looking at the facility blueprints and schematics during this? That man loves his new facility so much, it wouldn't surprise me. 133, let's talk about some of the fun times we're going to have here. We talked about Ernest E. Tucker round 2. That's kind of cool, I guess. Bridges Pletcher. Whoa. Bridges is coming on, guys. You know, in the beginning of the year, Vegas and Bravura is like, oh, I'm sorry. Got it together. It's not like we thought he wasn't as good, but I think it was weight. That's just my hypothesis. I think his weight's under control. He looked dangerous. He looked good against Gomez. It wasn't some weird win against Gomez. He looked good against Dayton Fix. Reportedly, I did not get to watch that match. My DVR recorded it on channels that I don't get. It was the ultimate tease. Because it was there in my DVR. I was like, yes, I have Big 12 files. I click it. You don't have it. So they recorded it.
How does that happen?
It happened. It's like, because, you know, DirecTV gives you all 1,000 channels, like so you can see what's on.
Oh, you can see the guide, but you can't. When
But
you
if
go
I
to the
click
channel,
it,
yeah.
it's not there, and it recorded it anyway. So DirecTV, you played me. So anyway, sorry, y'all don't care about my cable situation. Philippi will have Gomez in round 2. We talked about that one yesterday. So
That's gonna be that's gonna be a Twitter handle now.
What?
CP's cable situation. People do that.
Someone made a Twitter account with my reaction face of Lee Rivera takedown. I just saw that this morning. They ask a funny FRL question as well. Okay.
Yeah, Gomez Philippi though. That might be the most interesting second round matchup of the whole shebang.
Yeah, that's really.
Tell me about.
I think it's a bad matchup
me
for
about Pagel.
Gomez. Well, you
Tell me
can't
about
stop
Pagel.
bringing up Patel. I'm gonna tell you.
Is it not?
That's all I'm gonna tell you. Stop it.
He can't beat Gomez.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Who did he have?
Okay, you can use the hardo any man any give. Okay, sure, yeah, that. But no.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not going that route.
Who did Gomez have that barn burner with at Scuffle though? Was that Patel?
No.
Who was that, Becky?
Ty Smith.
That was who Gomez had it with.
Ty, that's making me sad because Ty Smith got
Yeah.
sick.
Didn't you ask about Gomez's barn burner?
No, you were right. I got sad because Ty Smith is sick.
I'll say that Patel basically only loses to good guys. He lost to Ben Thornton,
And he got some wins.
Stevan Micic, RBY, DeSanto, Lee Zach. These are his losses. Gary Wayne Harding,
Really have.
Chaz Tucker, Terrell, Corbin Myers, Dayton Fix.
He beats who he's supposed to.
Wait,
beat.
he got majored by. Oh no, that's Terrell.
Major Deegan.
No, he lost to them. But his wins are not. I don't know what his wins would be. This would be.
He doesn't have any wins.
Oh, yes, he does. John Ernesty, who once tech-falled Austin Gomez. I'm back in. Upset special. Patel over Gomez.
Was that the Fort
That
Lauderdale
must be the one I'm
fracas?
hanging.
Oh, he beat Montori too. Dang it! I'm gonna lose a pinky out of this.
Were those at the Fort Lauderdale fracas?
What?
He's Pat Downey duels. He's asking for.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know when it happened.
They have dates on there.
I don't.
What was your pinky bet again?
Patel Gomez.
Oh yeah, you're losing that.
Yes,
Dang it.
it was at the Flatwater fracas. He beat Ernesty in the Pat Downey duels. Where was the?
No one knows why we called him that.
And
See, it's
he
South
beat
Beach.
Montori at Journeyman. I mean, there's 2 good wins.
I know. I just read those, buddy. Classic reread from Willie. Yeah. I'm gonna lose a pinky. Can we move on? I'm down a digit. I might be able to. Do I get some sort of disability?
You have 0 farms and
I have no
0
farms.
farms and 9 fingers.
I'm not gonna be very strong with plow.
I can't wait to chop your finger off. It's gonna be great.
Yo, who says you get to do it?
Oh, it's
No,
done.
we're gonna GoFundMe this. Someone's gonna have to pay to do this. It's gonna go to charity.
I'll bid the highest, and I'll chop your damn pinky
Well,
off.
hey, dang it. Call Penn State and ask if Thon accepts digits.
Donate my pinky to science. All right.
That was fun talk about 133.
Oh, good 133 chats. Yeah, so is DeSanto set up great or set up bad? I don't know. For me,
I don't know.
we don't know.
I think he set up great.
I think he's set up great. That's my gut. I don't think he's gonna beat Soriano again. I don't.
I need that match again.
I need it. I need it so bad.
Just mainly.
I need it so bad. What can we do? What strings need pulled? I need it. I truly do. And there's nothing else that can be said.
Well, hey, it's looking like Micic DeSanto, and it's like almost inevitable, right?
I don't know.
And one of them's going to get Soriano.
Yeah,
So
that I
fire,
feel.
fire either way.
It will be flames. I can't wait for it.
Can Tariq screw things up?
For sure. I mean,
So Tariq last year, I'm sorry, Soriano was 25 last year. Disregard.
Man, I don't like the Tariq against Soriano matchup though. For Tariq,
For Tariq,
I think
yeah.
he picks him apart.
I do too.
I think he's just on his legs, too fundamental. Soriano's so quick, I don't think he's able to get to him. And
Also, can
Call
let
me-
him strike twice.
yeah,
Call me crazy, I don't know if Tariq gets by Gonzer.
You love Noah Gonzer.
Gonzer's
I like
good on
Noah
top.
Gonzer.
You love Noah Gonzer.
Count how many times people
like
take
Noah
neutral
Gonzer.
against Gonzer.
Yeah.
I will count them.
Thanks, Brecky.
It's uncountable, though. All right, 141 pounds. We good with that? Are we able
Yeah.
to move on now?
Yeah.
Parker Red, round 1. That's fun.
Chad Red got
that is-
hosed.
Chad Red got hosed.
I feel bad.
I'll say it
I
again.
mean,
Cam Kelly's the 12. I was putting out all points bulletins for this young man, and he shows up in the. I didn't see him till the 12 seed. I haven't seen him until they plop him in the 12. I'm sorry, shots fired at Joel Greenlee and Ohio Bobcats, Kyle Brackey, the
And
fighting
me.
Brackies.
Shots fired at me.
I said that, the fighting Brackies.
I will say.
But you're wrong, you know you're wrong.
Well, I do think Chad Red should have gotten a better seed. There is a scotch of us doing the thing that parents piss us off about, which is my kid got this at this tournament. Well, look at who he beat.
Huh?
Look at who Chad Red beat to get to the Big Ten Finals.
Yeah, the 6th seed and the 8th seed.
He'd be Mike Carr and
Who are
Okay, I
the sixth
understand
seed
that,
and
but
the eighth
we
seed
also
in
think
this tournament.
Mike Carr's seed is bad.
in this tournament.
Sure.
So you know what I mean? So like, how much better is Red?
well, let's look at Cam Kelly.
What are you talking about?
If you look at the guys who are seated directly above him, Cade Brock does not have as good of wins as Chad Red.
There we go.
Jamel Morris does not have as good of wins. Kyle Shoup, nope. Cam Kelly, nope. Tristan Moran, you mean the guy he finished ahead of at Big Tens?
Yeah.
He should legit be like the 11th seed. You probably
This-
can't put ahead of Dom Demas.
Cam
but
Kelly lost to Corey Simpson at max. Cam Kelly lost to Corey Simpson at max. He has no good wins. It happened. I'm reading it. He beat Brian Lantry,
It's all alleged.
Sedarian Perry.
No video proof.
He beat Lantry, Perry. He lost to Nick Gill.
There actually is no video proof. So
Thanks to ESPN for burying this
Hey,
tournament.
Kyle, you say you can't put Red ahead of Demas. Let's not. Demas has been.
you might be
very
able to.
Demas.
You might be able
Demas
to.
lost to Ryan Tomrinka.
Oh, okay.
He lost to Sedarian Perry. He lost to who else did he lose to? He lost to Ben Freeman.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Chad Red's the. Then you can put ahead of a store and car. Chad Red should be like the 6th seed.
Chad Red's a 6 seed.
He's the
Free-
16.
Free strawberry sauce, and I hope he balls out. He ain't gonna beat Yanni though.
Well, that's
Although,
what.
he
Yeah,
beat Yanni.
that's what I was getting at. Like,
Or actually, he did.
you know,
He won the
I
4-man
don't know if
bracket with
you-
Yanni in
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if you reward him. I'm not saying, but to have the tournament that you have to knock out the number 1 seed at Big Tens to make the Big Ten finals,
Large 10.
and then to say,
+4.
you get Yanni second round.
Yanni round 2. And I'm sorry. It all comes back to Cam Kelly. It's audacious. Look at this man's here. You know what? Go to WrestleStat, Cam Kelly, just print it off and read it.
You're being really mean right now.
Oh, poor Cam. Poor Bobcats. Hey, wrestle a match. Hey, just don't lose to the name I already forgot. Corey Simpson, who is ranked number 126 by WrestleStat and is 16-28. Salty 16-28.
This is all alleged.
Horrible. Okay. 141 dirt. What else we got? That's a good round 1 match.
Dom Demas versus Mitch Moore. Someone's going to throw somebody.
Someone's going to throw somebody, and it's probably going to be Dom Demas throwing Mitch Moore based on...
Does Mitch Moore throw people, or does he like more mix people?
No, he's got upper body
He's really
stuff.
good with underhooks.
Yeah. You should watch a match sometime.
Yeah, you know what? I'll get you complimentary Flow Pro. Ironman Kelly. Wow, that's a fire round 2 matchup. Headley's going to beat Kelly probably.
Well, that's not true.
You don't think so?
Yeah. Look at AC Headley's losses, bud.
I'm just telling you, it could happen, brother.
It's not.
If it can happen with Corey of the Simpsons, with the long lost Simpson brother, it could happen to.
He caught him, pinned him in like 20 seconds.
Oh, he got caught.
I mean, a 20-second match when he's tech-falled Simpson earlier in the year. Yeah, I would say that's getting caught.
Hey, you know.
But you know what? Keep harping. Keep
we-
chirping.
We talk all this stuff about Med forfeiting out of conferences not mattering. The hell they do to Matt Finley?
The hell he won't.
This man was number 10.
This man has been gone. I thought he went on another Mormon mission.
Yeah, dude, I was like, yeah, but he's number 20. I mean,
Okay, he dropped 10 spots.
They hit him pretty good.
Nobody else dropped any spots from Ed forfeiting out?
Well, no, I'm telling you, this guy was gone. He'd been gone.
Wow.
I thought he was helping the effort at Haiti. I really thought he just went on another mission. I thought it was over. I thought we'd see him in another couple of years. Okay, back to 141. Dude, he's kind of an interesting guy that could maybe make a quarter though if he's on. I mean, he's clearly not healthy, but you know.
I mean, I know. I'm looking at Matt Finley. I don't know. I'm looking at a lot of people, and I'm thinking Chad Red would have been better off to take 6th.
Yeah.
Give him the 20. Give him the 21.
Yeah.
Would have been better.
Okay. That's it. We talked about Brock McKinney yesterday. Encourage you guys to check out our raw, unfiltered bracket reactions. We were probably a little more subdued this morning, but we were wilding. 149 pounds. Let's take a look. This one we felt pretty good about, right? It's all kind of made sense to us, but I just can't. Penn State fans, Brady Berge is set up just beautifully out of the 12.
Yeah, Penn State.
It's amazing.
You have no right to whine because Kassar got the 2 in a 50-50 split. Because across the board, you got amazing draws. Chenzo, Berge, shut up.
Wow.
Shut up.
Holy cow.
Strong words from a strong man.
How is he set?
Oh, Kassar got the 2 seed. Shut up!
I guess
Got it.
guess he's set up if you subscribe to the notion that he can beat Kolodzik.
Well, why would I not subscribe to that notion when Parker Krotman and Jared Prince did it?
And Zach Krause.
Yeah.
That everyone should subscribe to that thought. There's no reason I'm
Well-
going to fully subscribe.
You know, at least so. Like,
I mean,
Brucky got
it's
hit.
probably the best case scenario.
It is literally you cannot put him in a better quarter.
Brucky got hit unjustifiably. Kolodzik got hit justifiably for losing to Krotman and losing to Prince. Oh yeah, he has a bad loss at conference weekend, so he gets dropped, but nobody else does.
Who?
I'm saying Kolodzik got 3rd, and like, oh, let's punish him.
You think he was punished? He's 5th.
Well, he was 3rd before going into conference weekend.
Well, it sounds like they did it just right.
Okay, you got
I agree they did it just right. I'm saying it's inconsistent with the rest of the brackets.
Inconsistent.
That's right, inconsistent.
How do we feel about Brock Muller getting the 4?
Pretty not like that's not really outrageous.
Yeah, I feel okay.
Not really outrageous?
Yeah,
Well, who should be the 4?
I don't know. It just kind of sticks out. I mean, he's a true freshman. I guess his only loss. He has 2 losses, and they're both to Jarrett Deegan.
major.
I mean,
It's kind of weird.
I mean, he beat Caden. He beat Maruka. He beat Thompson. I guess that's
Just made
so good.
Deegan the 4.
Deegan should be the 4. That would Deegan at the 4 would probably be more excusable than Desi at the 5 or what's his face Paris at the 5. Honestly, I would spend more time yelling about that than Deegan as the 4 seed. I'm dead serious. Okay. Anything else that
I really
49?
like this. No, I just like I said yesterday. There's so much parity. I think 149 is not spectacular, but I think it's very interesting start to finish. Like even first round.
Maruka Lugo. That stinks for Iowa.
We get Rolfing Deegan again. The 12-foot matchup that happened in the scuffle
Oh my
quarters.
gosh.
So much
The
length.
stretch 5s. Battling for 149.
Like there's not too many. Even in the first round, there's not too many foregone conclusions. I'm watching all these.
All of them.
Like
We're going to pause the tournament.
Oliver Schuyler, Rolfing Deegan,
Maruka
Artelona
Lugo.
Thorne, Maruka Lugo. I'm watching these matches. Colbar, you know who's been low key decent this year is Raquir Vandermeer from Stanford.
Yes, you're right about that. You're very right about that. And I don't think he can beat Fine Silver. I really like Fine Silver. I don't think I could pull the trigger and say this man is going to beat Michael Jordan.
Right.
But man, he presents all the problems. He's going to have to really dominate on his feet. 157. We talked about this a little bit as far as, Pentelio and Hidley. Hidley at the 5. A lot of people are really fired up about that one. I'm not as fired up as others. Should I
Fired
be?
up like He should be higher?
Right, to the point where I was like, wait, do we think he's too high or not high enough? A lot of people think he should be higher.
His quality wins points were very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
And he
I'm
lost
saying.
to Larry early.
He lost to Larry early, and his best win is whom this year?
I mean,
On Name Not Found.
yeah. This page intentionally left blank.
His best win.
What tournaments did NC State go to this year?
ACCs.
He doesn't have a good win.
ACCs?
he does-
They didn't go to any tournaments. Oh, I'm sorry. Hookie Open.
Oh my gosh. That's,
They went to Pat Downey duels this year.
what?
His
Why do
best
teams
win.
do that?
No tournaments? No multi-day weigh-ins? Why would you do that?
He beat Keyshawn.
I guess you get, at the Pat Downey duels, you get multi-day, but still.
It's
not a tournament.
Hayden. These are the tournaments that Hayden entered this year: Hokie Open and ACC Championships.
Okay.
His best win is Keyshawn Hayes.
He beat Keyshawn and Romani.
All right, sorry. That 5 may be a gift because you lost to
Yes.
Larry early. Sorry. I think we all think he's really
he
good,
lost.
but what can we see?
He lost to Berger. He lost to Berger and he lost to Early. Berger's a 2. How high should he be?
Yeah. No.
His best wins the number 11.
Yeah. He may be too high, frankly. Okay. So that's 57. No, not really, but that was a 57 related topic. For Iowa, you see Caleb Young and Hayes. Okay, that's interesting in round 2. But I don't see either of those guys testing Deacon, though. If Deacon's not right, I don't know, man.
Zach Hartman's Cradle. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much respect because I just watched him and I didn't get to watch Deacon at Big Tens. But that kid's problem's on top.
There's a lot to cradle with Ryan Deacon. He's
Yeah.
enormous. All right. Larry did get the 7 seed. He'll have Bly's in round 2. Bly's could make a quarter where he'll hit Berger. How close was Bly's Berger, Bracky?
Oh, man. That was
It was OT at one point.
in the duel. Yeah, that was super close.
I think at Big Tens it was like 6-3, something like that. I'm looking right now.
I'm looking faster, probably.
6-3, I was right.
Looking
Boom.
faster than-
Boom.
He's right. So that's interesting, but I really think Berger's just like kind of separated himself as the number 2. Probably. We'll find out, which is the neat part. Any other 57 thoughts? No. Sounds like a no.
Does Nolf bonus his way through?
Let's hypothesize his path. He'll have the pigtail winner will be a pin. He'll have LaPrade Van Brill. That will be probably a tech or a pin.
Whatever he wants it to be.
Whatever he decides. Then he'll have Humphreys Pagdaleo. Pagdaleo held him to a decision. If it's Pagdaleo, I don't know if he's bonusing him.
Okay.
Pagdaleo was a tough matchup for him. Now he could just cradle him. And then Pantelio Hidley. I don't see a major there necessarily, right? Not guaranteed. He did not bonus Hayden last year, even though it was the knee, but I still think he was about close
in the
to 100%.
finals, he just has to make sure he still has a head after that one.
What do you mean? Oh,
Berger.
because Berger's coming
Burger's
for that
coming
head.
for heads.
Yeah, that's okay. One more, says Tyler Berger. I don't know. I don't think Nolf bonuses his way through this bracket. There's just guys that match up well with him.
What 165?
Yeah.
I'm taking chance to make the semi.
You got him over Wick? Mm-hmm. Why?
I mean, he was having his way with him last time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think he beats him.
Okay.
Has Wick been figured out on top a little bit? Doesn't seem like he's cradling people as much this year.
No. He's still riding them like crazy,
Yeah.
but also his struggles to get away concern me too. It's like if you're going to be a top monster, you got to be able to get away to negate or otherwise you're just negating yourself when you ride for 2 minutes. If you can't get away.
Negating yourself, that's a bad thing.
You don't want to negate yourself.
All we know is this: the Iowa fans are like, God, we gotta wrestle this freaking guy again. Now again, it might be chance, like Willie said.
I need Marsteller Marinelli. I need that.
There's
that
a
in my
match
life.
we've never seen.
That's what I
Right.
need.
Have we seen that? It was just like freestyle or anything? High
No.
school? Nothing, right?
Not
Nothing,
since
never.
roller 48, 7 under bracket.
Man, you always got those deep cuts.
And it's always 48, 7 under. So that's a legendary weight class. Yeah, so I would love to see Marsteller Marinelli, two brutes. And the bottom, yeah, you're right, man. Chinzo, geez. They just set him, other than White in the quarter, but getting Shields as your semi or Massa. I mean, you're opposite Wick, who he will never wrestle Evan Wick in his life. It has been so decreed. Chinzo Joseph will not wrestle Evan Wick. It's not going to happen. Not even if there's a fire.
Not even if they wrestle each other in a duel.
Not even if they wrestle. Yeah, not even if Wisconsin drives all the way and Vincenzo doesn't wrestle. They won't wrestle. It's not going to happen. I've eliminated the thought. Ashworth White, is that an interesting potential round 2?
Yeah.
Right. I think Ashworth can 100% beat Isaiah White.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting round, too.
I may even favor Ashworth based on what I saw from Isaiah.
I believe he's beaten him before.
I want to say that too. I'll look it up faster probably.
Oh, I'm looking up faster than all you guys.
You're right.
You're right.
No, it didn't work.
Mine's not.
Isaiah White
Mine's
did
working. Not working either.
Yeah, he beat him 2-0.
2-0. All right, so Ashworth is gonna be in the quarter against. It has been so decreed. All right, 74. Right. That's the next one we're going to. They got this one right. We feel.
Yeah.
In general, so let's just look for the cool matchups. I don't see a lot when it's seeded right. The good matches don't really happen till later.
Jerks. I mean, Skatsgaluhan we mentioned yesterday, like that. I think that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's what I got for you.
Yeah, I ain't got much here.
Zahid Lewis semi. Ooh, baby.
Well, Jacoby Smith, we kind of talked about him a little bit. I think he will be heard from.
Hey, somebody said Labriola beat Jacoby.
Yeah, I
One
think
time.
it was like Bob Smith Open or something.
The Bob Smith Open.
Yes. Correct. Last year, beginning of the year.
Does that tournament have too flashy of a name?
Yep.
I think it deters people. People are like, man,
Why
sounds
is it
really
no
zany.
alliteration? There's no alliteration in
7-6.
that tournament.
7-6. Oh,
December 3rd, 2018.
so it was this season. Why did we not stream the Bob Smith? All
Wait,
right.
it was this season?
Definitely not this season.
Yeah. Why does it say
Last
20
season.
Well, you said 2018, which would be
That's what it's listed under. I know.
Well, that's a bunch of horse hockey.
horse
No.
hockey. Your language is out of control this
Okay,
episode,
so it
sir.
says 2018 season, but it was 2017. Sorry.
Got it. Okay. That was pre-Jacoby's Jacoby. 84. Vince Price round 2. Okay. Miles Martin looks like straight cruise control to the chip. He'll have to go through either Dean or Parker once again, but he's kind of tooled both those guys up. No problem.
How did Vince end up the 9?
How did Bonacorsi end up the 13?
What's wrong with Vince at the 9? You think he should be higher?
I don't know.
I think we
I'm
literally have
asking,
him. I think we have him ranked.
Is that
9th.
accurate?
We have him ranked 8th. I think it's accurate
Sounds like a one-slot error.
because he beat Wilkie, who he split with. He beat Parker this year. I think he's appropriately placed. Dang, he does have some dubs. He was all over the place. He beat Foster Bonacorsi and
Beat
Parker, but he lost to Parker, Rasheed, Wilkie, Ness, Renan. He makes it hard. I think he's well.
The Rasheed Venz. I mean, how much does that shift seating if that goes the other way? Crazy.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Wow.
How much is it? I mean, Parker back-to-back tournaments gets hosed just from Shakur not wrestling him. And I'm not assuming a Shakur win or a loss to Parker, but
at least let it happen.
we'd like to
let
see
it happen.
We'd like
You
to
know,
see
the
it.
duel, and then at Big Tens, that messed it up. And it all held, and the ducking was rewarded in the seeds at Big Tens. And that's why Big Ten seeds mattered. Right? So you're like, well, this is what it matters. It gets you on the same side as Miles Martin.
That's a good one. Second round. Parker Bonacorsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonacorsi's excellent. You want to look at 13?
Assuming, let's just assume that Parker gets by Bonacorsi. Who would you take, Parker, Dean?
Dean is mean on top.
So
mean on top.
I don't think he holds Parker down. Parker's too much of a. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I think Parker is a tough matchup for Dean. I mean, you could be right. He is a Dean. Wilkie Dean. I'm not going to even say it. Any other thoughts here? Dupre at the 11 versus Foster.
Yeah.
That I could see Dupre winning that.
Yeah,
for sure. And then Zavatsky Dupre. Lou Dupre could make the semis very reasonably, without I'm not gonna be like, oh my goodness, what a Cinderella story. No, he beat Foster, he beat Zavatsky.
And
I see it.
Foster beat Zavatsky twice. We've seen Zavatsky get high seeds before and not place. He did place last year. So there's history there, and there's tough guys. So I'm pissed if I'm a Virginia Tech fan about this. They should be raising heck on what's the hokey
because think about it. If Zavatsky was the 2, he would have Kevin Parker, Chip Ness, who I don't think he's ever lost to,
and then a broken Nick Reenan,
or Sammy Colbray, or Gear. Gear's the 26. This Oklahoma State decision thing, man, they really played themselves. And it's exactly what we said. If you wait like this, but honestly, I'll say that for Gear, I don't know. That's actually a pretty good draw.
I know. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. Reenan, who is a shell of himself, potentially.
And then Sammy Colbert. I mean, it's not
I feel
that bad.
so bad continually crapping on Shakur Rasheed because I actually really like him. Gave an awesome interview after starting Scuffle. He worked his ass off, made himself. He wasn't a blue chip guy. He's now a top level guy. He clearly always goes out looking to pin when he does wrestle. But
we're not talking about
remove the singlet and just look at the freaking resume, guys. He shouldn't be the 2 seed.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been the 2 seed Big Tens. He shouldn't be the 2 seed in Siblings.
To me, it's not anything about nothing that we're saying is about Shakur Rasheed, the person. It's not about Penn State. It's about math. He doesn't have the wins to justify where he's at.
Yeah, and Zavatsky would be set up so nice if he were that too.
Zavatsky has 6 wins in the top 16.
Read off that Shakur Zavatsky tweet you sent to those that don't follow Wrestling Nomad on Twitter.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's at the Wrestling Nomad.
Okay, so in terms of seeds beat, Zavatsky beat number 5 Dean, number 7 Reenan, number 8 Price, number 13 Bonacorsi, number 14 Wisman, number 15 Ness. So before we even get to Rasheed's 2 wins, number 9 Venz and number 10 Colbray, Zavatsky already has 3.
Right. Oh, yeah. So
5, 7, 8 before.
He has 3 wins better than his best win based on the seeds that you guys did.
Yeah.
And the man, you are emboldening these coaches.
Look, if Shakur Rasheed had multiple wins over Emory Parker, multiple wins over Venz, which could have happened, and only lost to Miles, or even if, hey, you wrestle against Miles, guess what? You might beat him. But
especially in a case like this, they're clearly saying that wins don't matter, losses do. Because if you have a something and 0, you're golden. So don't wrestle nobody.
Don't. Skip them all. Not good.
Zavatsky has great wins, very few losses. How many losses he got? 2? 3? Okay.
3 losses.
Okay. They're punishing, in this case, they're punishing losses more than they're rewarding wins. Because they sure as hell ain't rewarding wins here.
And guess what? Rasheed might beat those guys.
Yeah, we know all that.
No, it's not. Right, he can make the finals. It's just about the process.
Okay. 97 was horrible. They hosed Brucky.
They did Brucky so wrong.
There's such a difference between being top side and bottom side of this bracket. It's absurd. And they just hosed this man in a way that unthinkable.
Okay, so tell me why they hosed him. They hosed him because
Weigel.
He should get the 3 ahead of Weigel?
Absolutely.
So going back to the Deacon Pantaleo argument, so I was like, well, we shouldn't be that upset because Pantaleo didn't earn an AQ for his conference. Well, guess who also didn't earn an AQ for his conference? Preston Weigel.
Yeah, we said that.
Guess who walked into conference weekend with a with number 3 in the coach rank, number 1 in the RPI. Pat Bruckey. Preston Weigel doesn't even have an RPI. So he's below a whole. He loses that to everyone in the
He
matrix.
don't have any RBIs either.
Yeah, and so okay, he beat Warner and Miklas. Pat Bruckey has twice as many wins over qualifiers.
Yeah.
What? And he avenged his only loss of the year.
But
what did Weigel do?
But he did -0.
He torched Big 12s.
-0. That's the thing.
I bet it's easier to go 12-0 than 30-0.
Man,
Scientifically.
I would like to see. It's kind of like the Chad Red situation at the 16. I would have liked to see Josh Hokett anywhere but the 16. I think he could be. I mean, I thought this for a long time that it's like, come NCAAs, Josh Hokett's going to be one of those guys that beats somebody that he could be a bracket buster, but not with Bo Nickel in the second match.
Well, can he tackle Josh Hokett? Because he's a good running back. Okay.
How far do you see Warner going? He has K-Wood second round and then Bruckey in the quarters.
His draw kind of stinks, huh?
Yeah.
Because he lost to K-Wood. I think he beats K-Wood. I think we said that, but still suboptimal. Does he beat Bruckey?
K-Wood's been shaky since then.
Yeah. And Warner's coming on.
He got 7th at EIWAs and got 12 seed.
He did?
Yeah.
7th at EIWAs? Holy smokes.
Drew
Holy
Phipps.
buckets.
Lost to Drew
Mother
Phipps
trucker.
twice.
For
Lost to Drew
Phipps.
Phipps twice.
Yeah, I don't know. Warner, I think it's coin flip
Maybe
with
just-
Bruckey. There maybe is not much evidence to suggest that it should be a coin flip, but I think it is. The way Warner's coming on.
So that's the
Yeah.
thing, right? Warner, we generally feel Warner is trending in the right direction and is better than he was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like anything else, it's who shows up on those 3 days. But,
Drew
that Warner
Phipps
shows
beat
up, he
Rocco
could win, yeah.
K-Wood. Drew Phipps beat Rocco K-Wood twice, and that's who Warner has first round.
Maybe he'll ask him, how'd you do that? He'll beat Drew. He'll be like, hey, you got a sec? So this K-Wood guy. Looking at the bottom part, I don't know. This weight's not good, so it's like.
I hate the bottom.
Yeah, it's terrible. You know what? I'm moving on. I'm over it.
Move on. Totally over it.
Then there's heavyweight. All right. Someone that is like, should I check?
Heavyweight's a bunch of average guys to me.
Yeah,
they're all
what-
average.
What do you think about Stoll Wood round 1? I can tell you who's not happy about that. Lehigh. That's not good.
Yeah, Jordan Wood, clearly the 4th best guy all year, only has losses to the top 3 seeds. Wrestled a great schedule. Oh, here you go, Sam Stoll.
Have fun with Sam Stoll.
Well, it's like it's almost exactly like Marinelli Joe Smith, right? I mean, it's like you're sort of drawing guys in, and I mean, if what you're saying is accurate, Nomad, that 29 through 32 or 33 are sort of drawn in. Stoll could have went with Derek White.
Right.
Yeah. It was a one takedown match.
That's how it was explained to me
So
multiple
it's-
times, including last night.
Yeah, so it's kind of it stinks. It stinks for Marinelli getting Joe Smith. It sort of stinks for Lehigh and Wood getting Stoll.
He got Stoll. Okay. Other matches of import or interest. Desi, who knows where he's really at. I know some feedback I got from Pac-12 coaches is like, watch out. He looked good at Pac-12s. He could make a difference. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's been really good before, right? We know that. But
He is the highest returning All-American.
he is that. He is 100% that. So that is undeniable.
Can Hilger do stuff on the backside?
For sure. Absolutely.
I think Hilger's tough.
I think he's really good. I think he's extremely complete.
Who'd he lose to?
Hilger
Lost to
do stuff on the backside after losing to who?
Kassar.
Caesar.
So he lost to Hamida for 3rd, right, at Big Tens?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
And
I know he's seeded to AA, but I think he can AA.
Let's check in with Facebook. What's going on, Bracky?
Not a ton really.
Not a ton?
They've calmed down
Low energy?
a A little, actually, right now.
Wow. Shots fired at Facebook and Zuckerberg. Actually, Facebook. Shots fired at Facebook because you were down all yesterday.
Okay, so this happened earlier, but you guys were on a roll. But I made a note to bring it up. The Maryland super heckler, Robin Ficker.
Yeah, where's he been?
He's been watching Facebook Live.
Oh, sweet.
He said that Hamida is going to whip Kasser, and then he's going to make Sanderson cry.
Oh, wow. All right, we got you, Robin.
Kale's going to shed tears. Well, now, which Sanderson?
He just said Sanderson.
Kyler. Steve. Kyler and Steve. Kale, he'll take it. Kyler and Steve, they're going to be broken up about this. Kassar lost.
Ficker, what?
Where was he? You know what, Ficker? Where were you at
where
Big
have
Ten?
you been?
You can't.
Yeah.
You
Get
can't just. You can't just cut and run because Maryland's on some downtime. This is when they need you the most.
Hey, I saw him at a couple duels this year.
Did he get banned?
No.
No, I saw him at a couple duels this year.
I mean,
can't
from
ban-
Williams Arena.
He's an attorney. You can't ban him. He'll exercise.
I would ban John Reenan from many arenas if I could.
Well, yeah, but you can't. You have no legal authority. Okay. So Ficker, you're suspect until we see you at one of these things. Okay. Where else can we go? Should we go to our questions from our friends?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I'm sure they have nothing to do with seeds.
We have so many friends. Dude, the questions were basically non-existent. There were not very many. I only pasted a couple in there. This is the guy that has the avatar of me being exasperated during Spencer Rivera. What did you guys take on college coaches and staff members continuously yelling at the refs for stalling and penalty points? See a lot as a high school coach, but with all the coverage this year, I've been noticing more at the college level. It's horrible. They spend so much energy working these refs. You guys would be stunned how much time they spend yelling, correcting. I don't know how they don't get warned more. That's like their role there. It's like, all right, I get to sit in the corner and yell at this ref and work him or work the assistant, whoever's nearest to me, the whole time. And it's most coaching staffs do it the whole time. What's my take on it? If it probably works. It probably helps them influence the officials, and that's probably why they do it. And they have all these coaches have control issues. Like they want to be control of something. So it's like something maybe they think they can impact. They want to be doing something, feeling productive. So I think it's partially that too.
It is just so funny when you hear any coach go, "What's he doing?" And within a millisecond, boom, hands up, stalling. It cracks me up every single time, without fail.
It does happen. But then sometimes they will yell for takedowns that they know aren't takedowns. They will yell for things that they know aren't things. So they'll be actually disingenuous too. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, we haven't talked about, speaking of Maryland, we haven't talked about this at all, I don't think. Kerry McCoy out at Maryland. And though I read this as, I actually was excited about the timing. The timing seems strange. But to me, it says Maryland actually wants to hire someone that will do a good job there, because what we saw with Wisconsin is, hey, all the coaches are at NCAAs and, we can interview them there. So I think that's what we're going to see with Maryland.
Will we see a Godfather offer like we saw 2 years ago at NCAAs?
Go on.
Well, should we say it since he didn't take the job? Or
Yeah.
So we saw Kerry Colott meet with
Whit Babcock.
2 years ago at
The Virginia
NCAAs.
Tech. At our fancy, when we were having a fancy Italian dinner, Godfather dinner. But yeah, that I mean, all these coaches, they listen, right? I don't know how seriously Coach Colott take it, but yeah, you're gonna listen to Virginia Tech, you're gonna listen to Maryland and Wisconsin. There are plenty of head coaches that listen to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a good crop of candidates for that job.
My question is, how much do they want to win? Do they want to win?
Yeah.
They didn't seem like they cared much, because listen. The job Coach McCoy was doing was not. This is not a new thing. It's been going the wrong way for a long time, and everyone knows it. And he's been the name that comes up every time you're like, who's the next coach to go?
Who's on the hot seat?
Who's on the hot seat? It was always him. But the seat's only hot if your boss cares, right? And maybe they're finally okay, we can win. But anytime you see something like this, it just makes you wonder if they're really interested in winning.
The only name that I've heard and I haven't spoken to the coach about it, and this is just people just spitballing back and forth with me, is Todd Beckerman. He was an assistant there one time. Mm-hmm. It's right near. He went to DeMatha, which is right down the road from College Park. I have no idea if Coach Beckerman wants to leave Brown, but it is close to home, and I like Coach Beckerman as a head
How
coach.
about this for a name? Here's a name. It may not be time yet. But I think you got to look at Frank Beasley.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now,
There's gonna be a lot
does a
of-
Brian
there's gonna be a lot.
Snyder? Now, if a Brian Snyder, if a Casey Cunningham, not interested in this job. I don't think he was interested in Michigan. But obviously, if he was, you would hire him immediately and stop. Let him coach NCAAs if he wants to. I don't care. Get Casey Cunningham.
Let him coach both teams. Penn
Both
State
teams,
and
yeah.
Maryland.
Just switch shirts. Just give him a polo. He can swap between rounds. He's on Hamida duty. Hamida Kasser. He can literally pick who he wants to coach.
Fine by me.
I'd allow it if I were Maryland administration. But so that's also the kind of thing. It's like I'm expecting not the upper echelon crop of guys to throw their hat in the ring.
Do we think so? When Wisconsin opened up last year, kind of talking to some people, it was like they're not going to take anyone who hasn't already been a head coach. Do we think that will also be the case with Maryland, or do you think they will be open to looking at assistants?
I have no idea. I think you should be. I think you're silly if you're not open to looking at assistants.
Given where they
Me
are,
too.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's really.
I mean, I think I think that whole thing is, well, maybe football. I don't know. I think that whole thing. Well, we want a guy with head coaching experience. Listen, there's a ton of assistant coaches out there that are better. I would have way more faith in than some current head coaches. So that's a stupid premise.
You're absolutely right. So it's always tough for these hypotheticals because you don't know who is interested and you don't know the nature of the support. Now, as time goes on, we'll learn more, and we're obviously asking around and trying to figure out who's interested. Hey, coaches, I know you're listening. Hit us up if you're interested.
I was
We'll
told.
talk about you.
Is Nomad gonna apply?
Are you going to apply?
Well, I've been keeping it secret, but yeah, I'm gonna apply.
Well, no one listens to this show,
guys-
so it's fine.
Did you guys say John Hughes?
I did not say John Hughes.
John Hughes, I think, would be interesting too.
I was told by a Maryland alum at National Preps that McCoy gets, and I don't know how you can verify this because of private schools, but McCoy gets a top 10 coach's salary.
No.
Well,
I cannot verify it, and I mean we can check to see how much McCoy makes. We can't confirm whether it's top 10 or not, but
I'm pretty sure he makes 150.
Dang, that's probably in the top 10.
140, I think, is the number I heard. However, this is coming from a message board somewhere. Somebody looked it up. But context, to live in D.C.,
Oh, yeah.
140, 150.
Like poor
Fair.
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. She
Fair.
can't afford to live there either. It's very expensive. Cost of living doesn't matter.
According to this article I found from June 2017, Kerry McCoy was making $146,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
so that was
That's what
fiscal
I
year
heard, too.
2016.
And you're not going to
So
not give him a raise after the season he had in 2017. So you got to figure he's in the 50s now. Sorry.
150 is a. I understand what Willie's saying about DC being expensive, but 150 is a good chunk of change.
No, that's a good salary for a college coach. I mean, wrestling.
It's a good it's a good salary considering the return they were getting on that investment too. If he's getting paid by the win, he's the highest paid coach of all time. He makes more than Gruden by the win probably. All right. I'm sorry. I don't know who's going to get that job. Sorry.
I hope Coach McCoy stays in the sport.
Of course, he's an awesome guy. Just did
not-
not work in this situation.
Yeah.
Over under how many matches come down to a hands to the face call. That's what I'm looking forward to the least is when on ESPN primetime NCAA finals, when one of these coaches throws a brick
Lord.
for a hands to the face penalty, people are going to be watching and being like, what in the actual you know what is going on here? How is this happening?
Especially ones that never watch wrestling. They only watch it in March. There's probably fans out there that only watch it in March. Hey, you know what's cool? college wrestling, NCAA finals.
Check us out,
Let's
dude.
turn it on. And it comes on, and they don't even know that the fans to the face rule, started being applied so vigorously. They're gonna be like, "What?"
Hey, I got a coach. I got a coach who's saying that 150 ain't in the top 10. Iowa, Iowa State, Missouri, Oklahoma, Pitt, Oklahoma State, Michigan, Rutgers, Lehigh, Wisconsin, South Dakota, and West Virginia all make more than that.
Well, Maryland alum, you know who you are. You lied to me.
You're wrong. You know you're wrong. You should put his name out
Well, I'll still say this: 150 to start. Like, that's the baseline. You go there and you say, "Listen, we're gonna win. We're gonna turn it around." Maryland wants to win. They give you 175, 200. You're looking good. You're looking good. It might not be top 10. You're looking good.
there. Right. Okay. Some Elliot Clausen, ignoring medical forfeits. Do you think the insane seeding is the committee's way of trying to make a regular season matter more? I can't think of another reason to ignore the most recent head-to-head results. I would agree with that, but it also seems like they didn't really pay attention to the regular season either.
There should definitely be padding, right? Like, you stumble in the semis and you get third at conferences, but you're 30 and 4.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, cool, fine. You get 8.
It should give you some. Right. It should give you some insulation. Michael Carr comes in undefeated, or no, he had one loss to Ironman. It gives you a little padding, but you don't take 8th and be 6th.
Yeah. No way. No way. Anything else before we depart, friends? Those were really the majority of the questions.
When is our next FRL? Is it tomorrow?
I don't know. It's TDB.
Tomorrow? It's not tomorrow.
Well, listen, it can't be next Tuesday.
Yeah, sure shooting.
I don't know about Monday. I'm going to see about tomorrow. We'll let you know. You guys have the internet. We'll make you guys aware. Yeah, we'll see what we can.
You guys have the internet.
You guys have the internet. We'll tell you. Follow us on Twitter at CPiles8, at KBracky, at Willie at Flow, at The Wrestling Nomad.
Is there any way to listen to this without the internet?
Yes.
Be here live?
Yes. Be in the control room or sit in here.
We should have a live studio audience. We have a chair here.
Yeah, we have a laugh track for Willie's bad jokes. I would help a lot. All right. We are ready to go. Control room.
Guys, 125 preview coming out at noon. I am going to smoke Spay in the previews. You voted on Twitter by a 4-1 margin. I'm going to do it, but I need your help. Read my dang previews more than Spay's because his are terrible and mine are excellent.
Wow. The ultimate. It's one of the greatest rivalries in college sports.
I creamed him for, I think it was CKLV. There was something we did where my lowest preview had more page views than his highest one.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It was a tough scene.
Let's keep it up.
Hey,
I'm just refreshing on all.
I'm all for the rivalry. I just hope you two make each other better, and that makes the site better.
Well, I ain't making him better because he sucks.
Wow. This trash talk is out of control. We're going to need to go to Spay for a response here. So I'm going to go talk to him, make sure he's okay. Thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned to FRL. We're doing it again. We just don't know when. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to find it on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Zanga. It's all over the place. You'll find it. Talk to you later, guys. Thanks.